Welcome to episode 39 of Hair Biz Radio with your host, Zakiyrah.
And Mikey.
And we have a little special guest, my snacks over here.
Oh, snack. Yes. I was just actually saying, like, people probably watch this all the time. I'm like, because Zakiyrah was like, oh, should I have my snacks here? And they're like, oh, snacks. And I thought, like everyone watching probably looks at me and they're like, oh, snack. So it's only fair that she has a snack. I'm a snack. You know what I mean? It's
I
like all
cannot
comes
with
together.
Mikey at all.
It all comes together. It's fine. It's good.
Okay, so it's really cool because Mikey and I are back together again doing an episode by ourselves. No guests today.
No guests.
But we have some very exciting news. A lot has been going on in the office. A lot has been going on in the background.
It's more than exciting.
Okay, well, like super exciting news. I'm going to let Mikey talk a little bit about the news that we got this week, how everyone in the office was super excited. Just the hard work that we've been putting in is coming to fruition. And just seeing Mikey almost cry, like that was
That's
like
about impossible.
golden.
Like, unless like a family member dies, my cat, the kind of family, I mean, and then what happened? That's about it. Something, I don't know. That's about it.
So tell everybody the good news.
So the good news is private label extensions. Actually, let me back it up a little bit. So Inc. magazine every year recognizes the fastest growing companies in America. And we applied earlier this year because it has to be, for 2018, they base the numbers off 2014 to 2017, and it's how fast companies are growing from 2014 to 2017. You have to have a minimum of $100,000 in sales in 2014. That was actually technically our first year.
Yeah.
And then you take it what it's scaled up to be in 2017 and what's the growth percentage. How does that look? How does it compare to other companies in the United States, in Georgia, and then down to the city, which is Atlanta? Not just Georgia, but states. But we're obviously in Georgia. So private label extensions came in at 278.
Yes.
Ranked 278 out of the 5,000. Or by far the, out of any other hair company. I didn't go through the whole 5,000 yet because it just came out literally today. Today is August 15th.
Yep.
So it was just released. We found out last week. So it's, definitely, it's just amazing. I can't even say, like, as an entrepreneur to get that kind of recognition. Like, I grew up reading Inc. magazine. It's been around forever.
Yeah.
Trying to, like, find out about Inc. and Entrepreneur were, like, the two jams that, like, I grew up reading because there was, like, not really internet news yet. But, you'd go to the store and, like, read about entrepreneurs and try to figure out what business to start. But we made it, like...
Yeah, it was actually Inc. 500.
Yeah, technically, so there's two things. There's the Inc. 5000, and those are the companies that are, like, 501 to 5000. And then the Inc. 500 is the top 500. So we ranked 278 for the whole United States. In Georgia, we ranked number 13.
Yeah.
And in Atlanta, we ranked number 12. I mean, just think about this for a second. And then consumer products, they list all the consumer products. That's actually another category. Mm-hmm. We ranked 20. So I don't even know what to say. Like,
yeah, I remember maybe it was last year or maybe 2 years ago. Mikey was talking about Inc. 5000. Like, we're gonna be in Inc. 5000 next year. We're gonna be in it, and then this year,
I willed it. I willed that thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Every day I think about
spoke it into existence, and I just think that it's really great that the company got to experience it together.
Yeah, for sure. We opened up. There's if you see on our Instagram page, Facebook page, Private Label Extensions, you'll see, like, we got the packet, and it was like the opening of the packet. It was just, HD, our videographer who's videotaping this now, she wasn't there. So, like, my camera shut off after the first 30 seconds. So we didn't get, like, the super good video. Thanks a lot, but it's fine. We had everyone out with their phones and cameras. And honestly, it's probably one of the most special moments for the company in its existence. Like,
yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, but I think, like, a lot of people are probably listening like, oh my God, that's exciting. Like, I'm glad you guys, made the Inc. 500. But what did you really do? Like, what was that preparation leading up to becoming an Inc. 5000 member?
Yeah, so let's talk. Today we wanted to talk about some of the key facts and key things that you need to do to become an Inc. 5000 company, which is become a super fast growing company.
Yeah.
There's a lot that went into, you think about, 2014 when we first started, we didn't really know too much what we were doing.
Yeah.
Especially in the hair industry, there was still a lot to learn. So I think the goal was to learn as much as we could in 2014.
Trial and error.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error. I think some of the key things we could talk about today to grow your company over over a couple years, and then to grow so fast. I think our growth percentage was about 1,750%, something like that. So it's pretty good. It's all public information. So in 2014, we did $220,000 in sales. And then in 2017, we did 4.2 million.
Yeah.
So that's scaling pretty fast. And that's all verified by our CPA. We had to send in, everyone has to send in their copies of tax returns and all this other verified documents. So, I guess other companies maybe could have cheated it somehow, but I would never say anything like that. I doubt it. So it's all verified numbers. So I think, I'll just start with the number one thing, the number one reason or thing that you have to do to make it into that level of growth.
I think consistency.
100% it's consistency.
Yeah.
If you're not consistent with your business, you're just not going to be successful.
Definitely.
It's just there's no way around it, unless you're some luckiest person in the world or something like that. But don't that's not something you want to bet on in business, because business, it's not just your time, but it's your money.
Yeah.
Right. So being consistent, that is absolutely the key. Making sure that your team is consistent. That's going to be kind of part two. It can't just be all you.
I think that's one of the main reasons why people fail in business, because they're not consistent.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And then I see a lot of times, because I meet with a lot of entrepreneurs and kind of take them out to lunch and see what they're doing, just to give them advice. And one of the things that, really helped me was, you see, we always talk about these shiny objects and all these other opportunities. When you're an entrepreneur, I get messaged all the time oh, I got this great opportunity. You can help with this project, or you can help with this project or that project. Say no to everything.
Yeah.
When you first start your hair brand, don't try to start your makeup, your clothing, your this, that, the other, all at the same time. It's just too much.
Yeah. It's
really too much. Focus on making one thing successful first, and then start building off of that.
Yeah. And if you're a reader, one great book that's really helpful in that category is The One Thing by Gary Keller.
I haven't even read that.
No.
I need to read that.
Oh, yeah. Look at
Meg's over here, the editor.
It's a really great book. Yeah. So it's helped me. It kind of, the basis of it is it helps you zero in and focus on that one thing versus focusing on a ton of things. It's teaching you how to become a master at the one thing and then scaling from there.
Yeah, it's really, truly that important. And then, I can say when we first started, or even the first couple of years, even in 2016, when it was just a couple of us, everyone did everything. And that's kind of how we ran the business, just because we didn't have enough people. But as the business has grown, we've been segmenting what everyone's been doing.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, look, this is what you're going to do. Be the best at this particular part of the company. And as we continue to grow, we'll continue to segment. So if you're first starting out, obviously you're not going to have this whole team. I think we're up to about 19 employees now. You're probably not going to have this huge team. So you're going to be doing everything. But in the back of your mind, one thing you need to focus on is starting to build your team.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to think that in 2014, guess what? I was still working, my real estate job, probably minimum 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
All of 2014 working 50 hours a week. But then we got Mr. 2.0. He was kind of like the first person to really start with the business. And then you came on shortly after. So we had two people kind of running the business while I was still working about 50 hours a week, full-time job.
Yeah.
And then beforehand and then at nights working on the business, while you guys did it during the day.
Yeah.
And then 2015, we had someone else join us, but she's no longer with us right now. But I was still working 50 plus hours a week. And then before and after,
yeah,
right? And it's just what it took, not taking $1 out of the business. It wasn't until 2016 when our numbers started looking pretty good where I'm like, hey, you know what? This thing's getting pretty serious. And I talked to them. I was like, guys, imagine if instead of me working my full-time job, I think we're at the point where I could come on full-time in my own business, which sounds crazy, but like that's just part of the hustle and grind, right, to support the business. And I think it really, that summer, actually, I remember we went into that slow summer in 2016.
Oh, right around
June.
Yeah,
June, because June, July, if you guys have a hair business, like, don't freak out. It's going to be the slowest months for you is June and July of the summer. And then it starts to pick up mid-August, kind of right around now when we're recording this. But I remember like in June, and I'd been on for like a month, maybe 2 months. And then I think by July, I'm like, okay, the company doesn't have much money. I don't think I might not have even paid myself for that month, just so the company could get through it. But then by August, everything went back to normal and then really went up from there. Yeah. Especially hitting 2017. It's funny. So one of my favorite entrepreneurs is Richard Branson. And this guy is he's just so cool. Like you see him and he's older now, but he's got that long hair. He's got all these crazy stories of like growing up as an entrepreneur and doing this, that, the other. But one of the things I always like that he said is, as an entrepreneur, and if you really want to grow your business, you have to take yourself out of the business. So that's really putting all the right people in place. And it's important to put the right people in place. Yeah. So you can be on the outside of the business, kind of looking in.
Working on the business.
Working on like some of the bigger stuff. Yeah. Kind of some of the products that we'll be talking about in later episodes. We have some big stuff going on right now. I know we always say that.
We do.
But we literally, it's always something like, I'm always like, guys, guess what? We're doing this thing. Or
3-4 o'clock in the morning, Mikey's like, oh my God, I got this idea. And then like next week, it's like there.
Well, we're bigger now, so it's like easier. It's easier to do some of these ideas and projects only because we've gotten to this point. Yeah. Like if it was 2014, there's no way we're doing all this stuff.
No way at all.
There's no way. No, it's not working. So the consistency thing, I think, is 100% so important for you to grow your business. Like you have to be consistent. And I was out to lunch a while ago. With a friend of mine, Rusty. He is a CEO, co-founder of a company called Fit Radio. It's a music app, right? And they're based here in Atlanta. And, I was telling him about some ideas, this, that, the other. And one of the greatest things that he ever told me was, that someone told him, a guy named David Cummings, very successful entrepreneur, was, look, when things get boring in your business, but they're working. Yeah. Like you have to just stick with what's working and keep going. Yeah. Because a lot of times, like we're pretty hyped up all the time, but there are like parts when you're like, you start to get a little bored in your business after years, after years of doing it. But after the years is when you really start, really can start growing your business because you have systems in place. You have this, that, the other in place, kind of everything in place. Right. So even when things are getting a little boring, like you just have to stick with it.
Definitely.
So that's the consistency part. I think,
the team,
building the team. Yeah. Like if we didn't have the team, we would have nothing. Like we wouldn't be able to handle all the support calls and do this and all these photos and new things for clients and everything else. So building the team, what do you think of the team, Zakiyrah?
I think we have a pretty solid team right now. I think at the beginning, like when you're first starting a business, you may go through a phase where you hire and fire people or people fall off because they're not the greatest fit for the business. Right. But I don't think you really know what good fit you're looking for until you have someone in the position, until you know exactly what it is the company's goals are. Right. So I would say don't get discouraged or frantic if you build a team and it's not the right team. Just kind of, they'll either fall off or you have to do what you have to do and create the team that's for your business, that's tailored for your business.
Right. Yeah, I think it's our team right now. We have a fantastic team. There's no one like on my list. You know how like you get a list where you're like, okay, this person's got to go. No one's on the list right now, so that's pretty good. Yeah. Building the team, and once you have the team, you have to really focus on training. And I know I'm not the best trainer because I'm just like, well, just do it like that. And they're
Yeah.
like, wait, whoa, slow down. So I've been trying to make videos. Like my new thing is making training videos. You know, it makes it so much easier so they can review it, this, that, the other. I use a program called Screencastify.
Screenomatic.
Screenomatic?
Yeah, I think it's Screenomatic.
There's this plugin, if you guys need to make training videos, I think it's Screenomatic, Screencast, something screen. It's a Chrome plugin, and it's like $20 a year for a pro version. And it's sweet because it'll record your browser window. It's really for recording online stuff. So it'll record your browser window. It automatically uploads it to Google Drive and gives you a shareable link. So that's really, really convenient, being able to do that. So yeah, building out the team, training the team.
I think another big thing is, I know in society, like you hear a lot of people say, don't focus on anyone else's business, you know, worry about your own. But I think it's critical that when you're building a business, you do a competitive analysis. So a lot of times companies will look at their competitors and see what they're doing, see where they're lacking, and then you kind of pick up the lack or, you know, just focus on making your business one step ahead of what everyone else is doing. So really building that competitive analysis to see what your competitors are doing, what's working, what's not working, and then that way you can kind of maneuver and, you know, put your own spin on your business as well.
Yeah, and what you have to look at, what's going to differentiate you from other businesses, right? What's your unique selling point for your business? And is it you're going to offer better customer service, better pricing, some new feature, this, that, the other, whatever it is, maybe some, you know, you put out great information. You know, I don't know what your unique selling position is, but you have to figure it out for your business.
Yeah.
I know for private label extensions and what we do, I think we have a lot of USPs. You know, like
blogging,
we put out
writing.
a ton of content.
Yeah.
We do this podcast. You know, we have a good support group. We have great customer service. So I think, but that didn't happen all at once.
Right.
We've been building this up for years and consistently building up all these things we do over the past few years.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not something, so don't get frustrated like, oh, this other company, you know, I always say don't compare, like if you're on chapter 1, don't compare like a company like us that's on chapter 24.
Right.
But there's plenty of companies that are on chapter 60. So, you know, it is what it is. Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, you want to look at them, but don't compare it and feel bad. Look at it and say, you know what, that company's killing it. I want to kill it too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to work harder. I'm going to do maybe something similar, you know, and that's okay. You know, but you have to really focus on your unique selling position, making your company better, offering more value is really important. All those kind of things, they start adding up, but it's not going to be something that just overnight.
Yeah. I think another big thing that I realized that we did was when you're not seeing increased sales a lot, creating different avenues or streams of income within the business. So everything that complements what you already have. So like finding different products that complement hair, you know, so we kind of dabbled into beauty a little bit and did lashes. So I think finding other products or other services that complement what you already have going on, that way it kind of helps you build the business like that.
Yeah, I think bringing on the lashes, and we have a bunch of other stuff planned.
Yeah.
You know, we're kind of limited in space right now. We are full in here.
Yeah, but we created wholesale and drop ship and, you know,
Yeah, we have a lot of new technology services coming, additional stuff, but it's like find something similar. It really does help because you already have the customer, kind of like Fashion Nova, okay? So Fashion Nova they had to do all the women's clothes, but now they're doing men's clothes. Now they
accessories.
Cosmetics are coming, if not already there.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, they have the user base, so now they're just maximizing the user base.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people get stuck when it comes to that because they may start a hair brand, but then now they're doing apparel or they're doing sneakers or, you know, they're doing a ton of other things. But I think that the key to that is creating streams that are within what you're already doing. That way you don't have to build a whole new system.
Same customer base.
Right, exactly.
But before you try to do all these things, because sometimes, unless you're like, you know, doing drop shipping like what we do, you know, for our drop shipping clients, we make it so easy because as soon as we have the products on drop shipping, they can start offering it because for us to bring on products, it can cost, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 because we need to bring in so much on a consistent basis.
Right.
And there's a very, it's an expensive holding inventory cost. So I would say, not to, just because of what we said earlier, but definitely when you start adding these products, make sure you have your customer base built.
Yeah.
Make sure you have your email lists and, your text list or, your social media built up more. You already have a good amount of customers. So when you start bringing on these additional products, especially if you have to personally inventory them, that you're going to have the customer base built up to already buy them. Because, think about it. When we brought on the lashes in 2017, it was beginning of 2017, we brought on the 3D mink lashes. We brought on a set of 10. We're now at 30.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as we brought them,
they went crazy.
Like crazy because we already had thousands of customers. So
Yeah.
it was just, it was just one other thing. But if we tried to do that in 2014, what would happen?
They probably would not have sold as good as they sold.
They would have
in
got
2017. Yeah, they would have.
I mean, they would have sat there because we were already struggling just to sell hair.
Right.
So then it's like this other thing you guys are trying to sell. Like it becomes too much.
Yeah. And I think letting go of what's not working. Like one of the things that we did was, when we started off, we were doing affiliate marketing, marketing, and realized that not that it wasn't necessarily working, but we couldn't maximize it to its full potential. I think because of the market that we were in.
And we listened to our customers.
Right.
Our customers, we had the affiliate. It was kind of similar to how Maven was set up, but Maven had a few different things that they tweaked a little bit better, and Maven's killing it.
Yeah.
Congrats to Maven.
Right.
But, we saw that we weren't killing it. They were killing it, and it was kind of too late for us to switch. But what all our customers wanted, they wanted their own brand.
Right.
So, that's one of the things I think. One of our unique selling positions is we allow people to create their own brand and we help them from A to Z, right? So that's good for us.
Yeah.
Because if, like Zakiyrah, if I told you, do you want to sell somebody else's brand or do you want to sell like your own brand? What are you going to say?
I would personally say my own brand.
All day.
Yeah.
And that's what we heard consistently from our clients. So that's what we did is we created the system to rapidly build hair brands, or now some people build just mink lash brands.
Or edge control brands.
And then, we're going to have a lot more of that kind of stuff here in the near future once we get into our new space.
Anxiously waiting.
Yeah. So that's another part. I think, it comes down to consistency though, but with your marketing, you always have to be learning all the new marketing techniques.
Yeah.
Building your lists. So, you got to think of what is a list. Don't think of email is the only list that you build.
Or you said learning, but you have to make sure you're applying as well. Like it's one thing to learn the information,
right.
But it's another thing to apply it. And one thing that Eric Thomas always says that stuck with me is information changes situations. So if the situation of your business is going downhill, the information and the knowledge that you get will help you with those critical points that you need to succeed, but you have to apply that information and keep applying it.
Yes, for sure. There's a lot of people that, a lot of people ask me, what podcasts do I listen to? What blogs do I read about marketing and all this kind of stuff? And that's actually one thing recently in the last couple of months I said, now look, you can listen to podcasts all day. You can read all the best marketing blogs.
Yeah.
You can take the online classes and all this kind of stuff. And that's great.
Yeah.
You're bettering your knowledge and yourself. But the part a lot of people fall short on is implementation.
Right.
Like it doesn't matter if you're learning all this stuff and not applying it, 100%. But, that goes into applying it to what? So, for us, we're big on building lists, and it's much more than an email list.
Right.
I mean, our email list is huge, but is it the best performing thing that we have? Maybe not. We have all types of lists, and you can go and see what we're doing, and you can probably figure out all the other lists we build. Now, what is a list, right? So I think of Facebook users, like our Facebook page, that's a list. Instagram, we're live on Instagram now. That's a list, right? We have a Facebook group. This podcast, we have subscribers on iTunes and Stitcher. Make sure you
Subscribe and iHeartRadio.
Yes, iHeartRadio. Make sure you're subscribing. That's a list, right? So you have to think of what is a list and how can I start building these up? And then once you build them up, you can start cross-promoting it. Actually, right before this podcast, I was saying, you know what?
Yeah, we were talking about that.
We have a lot of these things, but we're not doing a good job of cross-promoting. Like, we have so much power in so many places, and we can just keep leveling each one up. So make sure you're cross-promoting. Be better than us and cross-promote within your list.
Yeah, definitely.
But one thing I can definitely say that, especially with social media stuff, more social media specific, what I've read, and I think is kind of true, is very hard to grow your social media lists and followers.
Yeah.
All across the board at the same time. So what I think is usually a pretty good strategy, and a lot of marketers agree, is focus on one platform first that you really love and do your absolute best to build that up. Because once you build up, if you're on Instagram and you have, hundreds of thousands of people, oh, we just posted this new video. We're only putting this video on YouTube. Swipe up now, and we're going to show you this new YouTube video. And you start doing that weekly, and then those people start subscribing to your YouTube page.
Yeah.
And then you're building up the YouTube. Maybe then you run some promotion on Facebook or Snapchat or somewhere else. And it's just like, hey, look, we're doing this over here. Go over here too. So think about how you can cross promote and maximize all the lists and social media followers that you've built. I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we can do a better job.
Definitely.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this and you're not following us on Instagram at Private Label Extensions, watch our stories and everything else. We give like an inside of the business, the day to day. We actually haven't even been utilizing IGTV.
We haven't, and that's something that we need to start doing.
But our IGTV is going to start when we're in a new office. It's going to be kind of like our day-to-day, all these videos and other kind of stuff, longer format. So IGTV is going to be fun.
I think the people want to know when we're moving.
I want to know when we're moving. No, so like we're moving soon. We're building out the space. We bought this building. It's pretty, it's pretty sizable. It's going to be pretty baller. So we have everything scheduled to be finished.
Yeah.
Over the next couple weeks. I mean, we might get our occupancy in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, but I think that goes to answer like some questions that we get in the hair business group about, what's the process like of building a salon or moving into a salon. Like, it's not just easy 1, 2, 3 if it's not built out already. There's steps and there's a process that you have to go through. There's waiting, there's permits. There's a lot of stuff that goes into actually getting a salon, in our case, a building, for us to work in.
Yeah, it doesn't happen fast.
Yeah.
It's not that you can have all your contractors lined up, everything else, but you still have to wait on, it's called the city. And the city's got permits. And they like to be like, have their snacks and be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get you your permit today. You get a call in 2 weeks because they're busy snacking. I'm just saying, like, it's not the most efficient system how it's run.
Yeah.
But it has to be done because you're not moving in and being legit and legal without it. So it is what it is. So you got to plan for that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's one of the things that, was important for us is reinvesting back in the business. And that's definitely so important. If you have a great first year and, you're getting maybe a couple $100,000 in sales and you're like, oh, I got like 50 G's in the bank, like Gucci this, Gucci that.
Gucci.
Like, I know you want to be part of the Gucci gang.
I cannot. Gucci
Okay.
gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
I know
I haven't heard that in forever.
I know. I heard it earlier today.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Is that like your morning hype song?
No, I just listen to, I listen to my friends have Fit Radio app, so I listen to Fit Radio, and like they have DJ mixes. That's why I like it, because always all these DJ mixes.
Yeah.
So I, work out in the morning, listen to that. So
someone teach me how to work out in the morning. Okay.
I know. I'll get you with my trainer. You will be crying. So yeah, I highly recommend. I know you're gonna be hyped, like making this money. It's just going to keep flowing in. It's never going to slow down. There's not going to be dips and valleys and peaks and this and that. There will be. There definitely will be. You have to plan for those. Like this year, we really planned for June and July because we knew it was going to be slow.
Right.
right? Like we killed it February, March, and April. But we know what's coming is the summer. It slows down, but we wanted to keep pushing hard.
And I think like a lot of people have questions like, why is that?
I think look
braids.
at your hair.
I know people go and get braids for the summer. They don't want to deal with their hair. Kids are out of school. I think it's just.
Yeah, I think it's just it just goes down. It's just a lot less people wearing hair.
Yeah.
And honestly, it starts to pick up in August because of back to school.
Back to school, yeah.
And then you have the holidays coming up.
And fall's coming. People want to do the colors and yeah.
So it's just the summer is for our markets a slow time.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So you have to plan for that. I mean, and getting that new car, anything else when your car's perfectly fine, like don't waste the money.
Yeah.
We started saving a bunch of money, and what did we do? We bought, we're buying a building. We just bought.
When you said saving a bunch of money, you want to know what popped up in my head?
What's that?
The Geico commercial.
The what?
Saving money on car insurance.
Look, I mean, if you have bad insurance, go to Geico and maybe you can save some money. So it all adds up.
Oh gosh.
No, but like right now we're investing in land and real estate.
Yeah.
Right. For the business. So we're going to have a big warehouse, and then, that we own the actual land and property and then the building. Right.
Yeah.
So reinvest back in that. The more you reinvest back in your business, honestly, the faster it'll grow. Like all the people that are in our Inc. 500 list for this year, I promise you, they invested a lot of money back in their business. Sorry, Meg's our editor just took a big bite of an apple. It was it was a chomp bite. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen, I'm not going to say.
Like a dinosaur opening mouth.
A dinosaur.
I don't know.
There was a dinosaur chop over here, okay? Like, you guys don't even know what I just witnessed, okay? I mean, that... Ooh, okay.
One of the things, that we need to talk about is after you, like, I made the Inc. 5000, like, what now?
Push harder.
Yeah, like, I think that the momentum has to increase. Like, don't take your foot off the gas. Keep it going. Because there's always, next year, there's always improvements that can happen in your business. And I think that it's important to learn, keep the information that you learn while reaching that point up to Inc. 5000
right.
And then adding on to it, keeping that and then adding on.
Yeah. So, there's companies that make the Inc. 500 even multiple years in a row.
Yeah.
And I feel like it gets a little bit more difficult because your numbers are starting to get up there to make it into this league. So like that's really one of the first things I was thinking. I was like, okay, we made it. That's awesome. How are we going to make it next year?
Yeah.
But it really, you have to think about it. And I'm like, guys, look, we did something so incredible here. Like you guys are all part of something. I can tell you getting into it's so great for the team because they really get the notoriety that they're part of something special. Right. But it's like, what's going to take us to the next level?
Right.
Are we all going to stay focused and, like stay off social media, personal social media at work and just like push hard?
See how he tried to slide that in there?
It's just a problem with all companies. It's
but you know what I think it is? I think that we're in a time of millennial. Like, a lot of companies now, they're more like millennial kind of based,
Okay.
So millennials are always on. I'm not saying that it's okay.
If you work at McDonald's and you're on Instagram.
No, I think that if you have
no,
definitely. I'm not saying that it's good that people are on their phones during social media, but I'm just saying that I think it comes from an article that I read. Like millennials are technology based individuals, so it's kind of like
I will out technology the hell out of a millennial, okay, and but it's different. No, I get it.
Definitely.
Like it's just one of those things. Like honestly, for me, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be a subject that's never gonna die.
Yeah,
I'm always gonna have to be like forever.
Put your phone away.
Come on, guys. Like let's put the phone away, and it works for like 2 weeks, and then everyone's back on the phones, and then like I gotta say, hey guys, come on, because.
But I think there's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Yeah, social media, the place is not work. I get it, but I think like a lot of companies, once they understand that, okay, technology, millennials, like it's just where we are.
Yeah. And all the owners are still saying the same thing.
Exactly.
I'm saying right now.
I know. Definitely. I agree. Yeah.
It's because it's unbelievable how much that, you know, you can get stuck on Facebook. It happens
Yeah.
to me. Like literally, you're
Well,
gonna
I
be
don't have social media, so I'm kind of just speaking for everyone else.
Yeah. So, you know, you just no, I mean, it's a good thing. You probably notice like your productivity increases.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Stress levels go down.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people you follow, like if you follow people that get on your nerves and you're following them, and then you start, you need to ask yourself, like, why am I following this person? Because it'll start affecting you. Like we call it the highlight reel. So
Yeah.
like people's highlight reel, it's, you know, they just, it's too much sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's just too much. So, you know, I think those are some good things. If you just focus on being consistent, focus on marketing, focus on growing your team, focus on having great products, focus on, you know, your unique selling position for your business, keep everything good. You want to have good books, so make sure you have an accountant. It's a lot less expensive than most people think.
Yeah.
You know, registering your business, you just go directly to the state. It's so easy. You know, people are like all worried about it. And then once you do it, you're like, oh, I'm about to register 5 more. Oh, you're like, wait, that I was stressing over that.
Yeah.
You know, in business, today's problems, next year you will be laughing at them because they're going to be 10 times larger next year.
Definitely.
It's just kind of how it is. So yeah, I think that's pretty crucial.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was pretty excited that we made the Inc. 5000. Hearing you say it last year, and then this year it's like, yes, we made the Inc. 5000.
I felt like it took forever to get to today.
Definitely.
You know, we found out last week, but we couldn't really publicly talk about it. They're like, oh, don't talk about it until the 15th when it actually goes live on the website on inc.com or incmagazine.com. I might have posted on my personal social media a little ahead of time, but I'm like, no one follows me anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You know, we put it on private label, but then I actually took it down because I was like, okay, let's just wait till the 15th. But, you know, it's one of those things, you know, it's so important for me because I've been through hell as an entrepreneur, you know, to get like, it's really like a dream come true, serious recognition. But, you know, even for the business, in our industry, in the beauty industry, and then especially related to hair, the legitimacy factor that you get with getting on this list is like through the roof. Because honestly, you know, through our Facebook ads, our posts, or certain things, people are like, oh, is this a scam, or is this real, or this, that, and the other? And, you know, are you really going to send me my hair? Like, well, of course, we're not only going to send it, but we're going to send it real fast. Okay. So, yeah, for sure. But it's something that publicly we can send, instead of just us saying, oh, yeah, we're like, you know, we have, you know, getting all these new clients. We offer great services, products, everything.
Yeah.
We can send them this nice link to ink. Okay. And, you know, basically say, look, we're not only, you know, a great hair company, but we're one of the fastest growing companies, definitely the top tier fastest growing hair companies in the US.
Yeah.
I mean, top 1% for sure. No, I'm just saying, just being real, right? Like, we all worked hard for this.
Definitely.
It's okay. You know, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. You know, the last tip is probably listen to more 21 Savage and you'll be way more successful.
Oh my God. Mikey has been talking about 21 Savage all week.
I was in a meeting yesterday, right? I just got back from, was it yesterday? No, Monday I was in a meeting. Just got back from Santa Monica, meeting with some of our new technology partners.
Yeah.
And I was joking because I was messaging the team and I just was like talking about 21 Savage, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to say it in my meeting, right? So,
what happened?
So we, you know, I met with these guys and basically I like flew to California to shake some people's hands and, you know, just say, look, let's do great business together. There's a lot of opportunity on both sides. You know, we totally hit it off. So we were out to lunch and we went to some new place that they're like, oh, let's go to this new place. It was this Cuban place. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. But it wasn't like, you know, Santa Monica is so bougie, right? So, but this was kind of like, more like Miami outside style. And I was like, oh, this place is cool. So he's like, yeah, I haven't been here before. And I was like, oh, yeah, I know this place. 21 Savage comes here all the time. And he's like, and he turns around. And he's like, oh, really? And I was like, yo, man, I was just kidding. I don't know where that guy goes. I was like, I just hear his music sometimes, you know?
I can't.
But, you know, that's another definite part of business. Like, it's going to be stressful.
Yeah.
But you got to have some fun sometimes, too. Right? And you got to have fun with your team. You know, it's those moments. It's funny because he bought lunch and they're only like 14 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I really appreciate that. I was like, when I was 14 months, when we were in 14 months, I was like 2.0. If you're going to order something, no appetizers, no extra chips, like, yo, company's on a major budget. I'm still like that now.
Oh,
but
my
like,
gosh.
we could barely afford a company lunch. And
Yeah.
usually, like, in the first couple of years, and sometimes even now, it's just I pay for it personally. Like, I don't even try to write like all this crazy stuff off and everything else. I think people start getting some money and they see revenues and they're like, oh, tax breaks. And they're like, just start spending money because they think they can write everything off. And then their accountant's like, yo, this isn't going to work. And you're like, oh, yeah, don't get too hyped with that.
Yeah, don't.
Don't get
It's
too
not
hyped.
fun.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, make sure you reach out to us. I think the best way to do it is get into our Facebook group. I'm going to put a link in the show notes at hairbizradio.com, episode 39. So we'll have a direct link to our group that you can get in. It's got about 18,000, almost 18,000 people in it.
Yeah, I think a little over 18,000.
Yeah, right around 18,000. The interaction in there is amazing. Very supportive group. I have zero tolerance for spam or people trying to like sell some BS or cash at me this or that. This is the block finger, and I push block very quick. I will block before I even blink.
Oh, God.
I will block someone in that group because all these Facebook groups are so filled with spam.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's no value in it. Like, you got to provide value in these groups. Otherwise, you're just in all these lame groups, and you're just like, meh.
For sure. Yeah, well, if you guys have not subscribed yet to Hair Biz Radio, I think we do a pretty great job at providing valuable information, resources, tools, everything you need when it comes to the hair industry, and sometimes personal stuff as well, or increasing professionalism or whatever the case may be. So
awesome guests.
Yeah, definitely. We have great guests that come on a weekly basis, and then we have more guests coming up in the future that you guys are going to want to hear from. So make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio.
And if you listen to this and you want to see our beautiful faces, you want to see Zakiyrah's snack today and me as a snack personally, you can go to our YouTube channel at Private Label Extensions on YouTube, and we put the videos up there as well.
Yes. Until next time
Thank
on
you.
Hair Biz Radio.
Bye.